Hey, how's it going? Okay, I'll try to be somewhat serious. Okay. Hello. I feel like I've been holding up okay throughout the quarantine. At first, it was a little difficult getting used to being locked in, so to speak, but after a while, I found a pretty good routine. Due to the time difference in Europe, I could spend the mornings and early afternoons with close ones in Europe, and then usually later in the day, I would be streaming. So it was like a pretty good mix of spending time with close ones and then playing the game and then streaming and having some fun with my fans and community. So that has been pretty cool, kept me occupied. My stream has taken a pretty interesting approach this past month. I think looking back at the past years, I've always considered myself pretty positive, and especially now, it has been an even bigger focus point. I feel like where people have come to my stream and more or less expected me to be positive the entire way through and just not think about any of the negatives. And I've tried to push that forward and try to be the best version of myself in that regard as well. Because right now, when you read the news or even oftentimes when you play video games, there's so much negativity, like people just always talk about all the negative things and focus on that. So I've been trying to focus on the positives, and even when I would have a really rough game and I would be super frustrated, I would do everything I could to actually pick myself up and keep the positive vibes up. Actually, I haven't been able to see my teammates as much as I would have liked here these past weeks. The difference in our sleep schedules have been pretty crazy, honestly. But now it feels pretty good because we've started practice again and we actually get up. We have some more time together throughout the day, which I've been missing. It's really nice. After coming here, I've just been playing the game and fully focused on that constantly, and I haven't had any free time. So if I don't wake up relatively early, then I just don't have a chance to speak to all my close ones at home. Now that I had some free time, I wanted to make sure that everybody at home are aware that I haven't forgotten about them, I guess. Shit, I think I might have to be right back actually. I ordered delivery because it said it would take 1.5 hours, and it took half an hour. So just give me 1 minute and I'll be back. I got Turkish food. It's like a tomato sauce with like some pasta-like thingy. And then there's some bread pieces in there as well. It's really sick. It was pretty tricky for me to get used to moving into my room, so to speak, and not really having much contact with people from the outside. Obviously, I do live with Core and Impact, so I get to talk to those guys. But I really enjoyed being around the facility and getting to speak to everyone at TL, and the trip, my daily or almost daily trip to the gym was pretty nice as well. But I found that it's important that when you end up in a new situation like this to actually create some new habits and new routines. So try to make it a habit to actually go for some walks in the morning, getting out once in a while and working out a bit, making sure that even though I'm inside, I actually make the most of this opportunity, because it's such a rare thing that you can literally just sit in your room and chill the entire day, and by doing so you're doing the entire society a favor. Like this is quite an opportunity, to be fair. And I mean, I feel like I'm kind of I'm going on a wrong track here, but either way, I've been trying to make the most of the situation. That's all I'm trying to say. I've talked quite a bit to Jad online, and so far he has left a really good first impression. He just, he seems really down to earth, and it feels like he really knows what he's talking about. He's smart, and you can feel he has a lot to offer and has a lot of experience. He has some different opinions and brings an outside perspective, and I'm pretty convinced that with him coming in, we'll be able to power through a lot of the issues we had the last split. Right now, kicking off scrims, we are all aware that last split was a mess in a lot of different ways, and there was a lot of a lot of issues. It's pretty nice, honestly, having some time to try different things out, and then, you know, if you test something and it doesn't work, we can always test something else, and there's no time pressure in that sense, because last split we were under time pressure pretty much the entire time, which is part of why, like, once I came here, my life was pretty intense. I mean, I was kind of I mean, I don't know if this is the right way of saying it, but I was kind of no-lifing it, in the sense that all that was on my mind the first 1.5 months here was League of Legends, nothing else, because I came so late and we had so many things to work on and so little time to improve. And now it is a completely different experience, because we have almost all the time in the world to make sure that once the summer split begins, we look like a completely different team, and hopefully in the most positive ways possible. When it comes to the team vibe, I certainly don't hope anyone is very relaxed. I hope that everyone's as motivated as they can possibly be, because the previous split was a bit of a rough one, to say the least. But honestly, I can feel that everyone's really hungry and motivated, and we all want to make sure that summer split is going to be different. Honestly, spring split was so embarrassing on so many levels. Like, I still can't believe we're actually in the 9th place. That's kind of hurts my soul to even think about that fact. And now we have one entire month to make sure that once summer split begins, or at the very least throughout summer split, we can look like, if not the best team in NA, then at the very least top 3. That's my personal goal. Like, when I joined Team Liquid, I made it really clear that I came here to win, and right now the fact that missing out on Worlds is even a possibility kinda, you know, it kinda kills me inside. I absolutely refuse not to go to Worlds. I expect us to come back one way or another, that's for sure. One of the most exciting things for me about starting practice again now is the fact that we actually have a really sick opportunity in front of us right now, because we ended 9th place and we have a bit of a rebuild in front of us. We've made some adjustments, we've made some changes, and now it's up to the rest of us to prove that we all have what it takes to actually win the LCS and start a really awesome redemption story. I'm a very, very competitive person, and despite all the memes about NA and I'm here to win, and the competition is what really drives me. I love competing, I love being part of a team and all working together towards the same goal. And with all the issues we had in spring, really motivates me to just actually step it up individually as well as an entire team, and just get a good summer split. The current process that we're having is a bit similar as to how it was before, except that we are not actually physically together. We still have some team meetings, individual meetings, we still have reviews after the game, and we still have a space where everyone's able to share their opinion and can give each other feedback and be honest with each other, which I think is one of the most important parts, and that I really liked about this team. That, you know, if I have an opinion, I don't have to be afraid of bringing it up, and if I think someone is doing something good or bad, you know, I can just tell them and we can discuss and learn from it. Right now I feel like we're mostly taking everything day by day. There's not as much stress and frustration right now as there was at the end of spring split, because now everybody has been having so much time to reflect and recover and rest and get ready for practice. And we all know that we're about to enter a new era of Team Liquid, and we're all willing and ready to do what it takes to make sure that this era is gonna be hopefully one of the greatest ones yet.